I'm excited, man. I can't believe it's a new season already, but time flies when you're having fun. Let's do it. In the bottom left here, in the blue, representing Legacy ANZ, it is Probe.
Alrighty, right. This is going to be a good one up here in the top right. The challenging player representing Red Dragons, it is TeebuL.
That's it. On Red Dragons, representing the rest of Asia. One of the biggest problems there for Probe, and we were kind of seeing it in Sano's cam, was that the Adepts, while they did get in there, they weren't tied up with their attacks. They were separated like this. They weren't just getting that single one shot on the Probe. So the shield battery was helping TeebuL a ton. TeebuL actually lost precisely 1 Probe versus the 8 of Probe. So that's actually a devastating difference here and a bad start for the Oceanic player.
Yeah, mate. I mean, when you've got disruptors, often you've got to keep them separated. But when it's Adepts, it's the opposite. I don't know exactly what the rule is other than shoot at the exact same time or you do nothing. And the difference is stark. It's black and white. And speaking of that, shield battery not done there. Probe is his economy has been absolutely minced here. He's reprobing as hard as he can. But I mean, what a way to start off against Probe. Kill all of his probes.
Void Race here to prismatically align and just mince that Oracle, takes it down as it does have that armor tag. So well done on that Void Ray from TeebuL. Continues to trade better and better in this game. And as Probe, good pullback.
Oh, that Void Ray. That Void Ray is like, could you please send Stalkers in here so I can attack again? And he's actually pulling them out of position. He does finally lose it. But the attack on the front, 4 Stalkers versus about 12. Disruptor though, Disruptor punish!
Oh, that's a 4-Stalker connection there. At least 3 going down. And with the overcharged shield battery, Probe even saves these 2 Stalkers and holds onto the natural. A great hold from Probe, especially considering he's also gotten rid of that Void Ray. A thorn in his side no more.
Uh-oh, big stasis! Run, Probe, run! Run, Probe, he's not looking at his army. He doesn't realize that he's like, wait, where'd my army go? Oh, no!
That's so unfortunate.
But, I mean, Probe was ahead before that stasis trap landed. Now, this is, TeebuL. TeebuL, you mad dog. He's going to try and catch these. Wow, TeebuL's really trying to force the aggression here. Probe's trying to bait him backwards a little bit. Oh, but his Stalkers are out in no man's land. And these Stalkers from TeebuL actually trying to body block. Right now, Probe's trying to take a 3rd base, but TeebuL, fantastic maneuver there. The 3rd stasis trap pulls it off. I'm telling you, TeebuL is a master of strange tactics. And even though it looks dicey for a moment there, it seems like it's enough there to push Probe over the brink.
Yeah, I mean, the problem for Probe is that he does not have another Disruptor here to really punish the Stalkers. As long as TeebuL has more Stalkers than him, he's going to continue to trade well. He has the upgrade advantage as well, +1 for the Stalkers of TeebuL. He's got 14 versus the 7 of Probe. And the overcharged shield battery comes in for the last time. But Probe is in so much trouble here. Make no mistake, guys. If TeebuL wants to go for the 3rd, that's a free pickoff. But he's going for the throat. TeebuL wants the win here. As TeebuL, even though you're getting very excited, you're like, oh, okay, I want to kill him, You got to try and make sure that you get something done with this attack. I like the charge lots. Probe seem very unaware of them. They swing on in and just swarm all over those Zealots, killing the sentries as well in the retreat. Only 2 sentries live to tell the tale. And there's that 3rd Nexus now being focused by TeebuL. Probe did squeeze out a second Disruptor finally. The second Disruptor meets the field here, which is an advantage for Probe, but charge lots are just so devastating for his army. I like the DT, actually. Probe throwing a DT into the mix after picking off that Observer. This could make a difference in the battle.
He's actually going to send it across the map, which is, I think, a good idea here. Disruptors and DTs are the 2 comeback units, neither of which TeebuL has right now. No detection at his 3rd. This Probe's going to run over, or Probe's DT, sorry, is going to run over and snipe a whole bunch of workers on that 3rd, probably before TeebuL can react. He might even have to recall. DT comes forward, sees an Observer here. Oh, blink forward, TeebuL, a wild move, gets the Disruptor, and he's got so many Zealots behind it, he can afford to do this. TeebuL really just going massive confidence mode here. It's not like pretty finesse maneuvers, it's I have more stuff and I'm going to overwhelm you right here, right now.
Yeah, it's like just a warrior battle here. There's no spells being cast. This is just barbarian carnage from TeebuL. It really feels with that Observer being picked off, a second Observer on the front line being picked off. Probe could really use DT's defense there. Just make sure that's cancelled.
Yep, even gets one of Probe's Observers there as well. Zealots are going to take that out. TeebuL is in control of this game and utilizing that early advantage. Remember that this game, I kind of feel if Probe, after that big Disruptor shot pulled back, he might have been able to draw it back. But what a terrible start.
Full of people that are a threat to you.
Indeed, you do not want to find yourself in this situation, but He's, of course, no stranger to it. He is a man who slowly powers up for these tournaments by just inflicting pain upon himself on the ladder. Follow his Twitter feed, of course, Probe SC2, for his lamentations about losing every single game he practices, apparently. Up here in the top left-hand side, representing Legacy ANZ, he is Probe.
It certainly is, and we can already see sort of the build order not looking super great for Probe here on paper already. And Adept getting into the main mineral line, getting a few probes here. Is that Adept going to get 3 probes? Looks like
he changed targets accidentally. Does get 3, not... almost 4. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Yeah, but that's just frustrating. Because the Nexus has been spotted. So now TeebuL knows he can just hold down the probe key. He can chrono boost probes for the next few minutes. And that's like, okay, it's a 2 probe advantage. It's not that big of a deal.
Like council down, Robo, or whatever he wants to do next.
Oh, but the counter Oracle. Yeah, I mean, freezing 4
nothing
probes
here
is
from Probe.
nice. Oh, this is a disaster, mate. This is not how Probe wanted to be starting the day. He just did not think there was an Oracle squeezed out. He saw a Void Ray. He's like, oh, yeah, we don't have to worry about Oracles yet. But that large, but with that much mining time as well, when you're already behind, Probe's got to do massive damage, and he's just not finding it yet.
Oh, these 2 Oracles are going to find some good probe damage here in the main base, but you're quite right, Pig. I mean, he is still down 6, 7 workers here. Even after this, that was a glorious run by. My God, actually, that he is going to catch up in economy and potentially actually take the lead. Oracle's darting into the natural here. Prismatically aligned Void Rays are easily avoided here by the quicker Oracle, and no blink for TeebuL, long ways off. So those Oracles escape with 3 more probe kills. Probe taking the worker lead.
Yeah, TeebuL comes in, but he has a ready point Oracle. It goes down, only gets a couple of workers there. And Probe, oh my gosh, he's so solid.
Kinds of things starting with the letter T. Big blink army here from TeebuL. That is a lot of stalkers. Of course, you know, it's looking like he does have the bigger army here, and then some. 13 versus the 6 of Probe. I mean, TeebuL might just be able to muscle him with pure stalker might again here, and off the back of Stasis Wards.
Once again, this is his move. This is the TeebuL special. It's the blink stalker harass. Bait you into the stasis traps. Now, right now, he's got the numbers advantage, but a good Guardian Shield. Unfortunately, no battery here. Probe has 8 gateways finishing up, though, so he's got enough warpins. I think he should be able to hold. The Oracle joins in on the work line, though, forces Probe to commit.
Yeah, that means the Oracle's going to find some worker damage regardless of how the battle goes on the front line. Of war against the Stalkers is a lot more important than winning the battle against that Oracle. Tries to kill it, doesn't quite get it. Loses 5 probes there. TeebuL's economy taking the lead again. I like, though, that this is obviously, you know, not a huge lead for Probe, but TeebuL is missing some macro here. He's floating a lot of...
A quicker 4th base here for Probe. He's going to be very comfortable going to the macro game. And, I mean, TeebuL in that previous game, we saw a lot of grabbing all your Stalkers and doing a patience. Now, a lot of the time it's very, you know, blinking individual stalkers, fancy micro, tactical engagement, setting up concaves. A patience is where you replace your hand on your keyboard with your head and you just like blink every
roll it over, yeah.
on your opponent's army. You're like, so bad, he's gonna just lose the cannon. Oh, quick response, around. He blocks it, but it's not gonna be enough. There is an observer nearby, I think, and the observer's there. Oh, wow. Well done. Quick response.
That was actually a great hold for Probe. That looked really deadly. I thought TeebuL was about to do tons of damage. Or you might find that damage at the third base and the 4th base at the same time. Sending in Zealots over here. The overcharged shield battery, though, hold back against the Zealots, giving Probe time for him to hold the 4th base here at the front line. Probe somehow defending in 3 places at once.
Dude, Probe is just deflecting him, is using his own force against him here. That series of trades forces out an overcharge and takes out a Probe. That's
around very deep here in the bottom left of the map. It's a bit of an awkward spot to have your army on Death Aura. But he's going to try and make this engagement work. He is going to have a bit of a choke point, which is going to be hard for TeebuL to try and engage into. Looks like TeebuL has a Stalker advantage, but a huge Disruptor advantage for Probe. Clips 1 Stalker there with a Nova. That Nexus is not happening. Cancel from TeebuL. Oh, blink at the last second there to avoid that Nova.
There's a flanking Disruptor on the north, though. There's a flanking Disruptor that wants to catch this army. There's 2 of them, in fact. Watch out. TeebuL, big flanking Disruptor maneuver. Oh, my God!
Catch from Probe. He does get a hit to his Stalkers there. A nice connection for sure. But Probe does catch those Disruptors and takes them down. And
it's like, hey, what are you doing over there? That's 50 Stalkers, Maynard. Oh, my Lord. Jesus. 48 Stalkers on the map. TeebuL just going ham. He's going to run through and start trying to snipe some bases right now. And, ooh, big dodge.
TeebuL wants to blink so bad into Probe's army with superior stalker numbers, but with blink on cooldown, he's going to take a big hit there to those Novas. That was like 8 stalkers going down for TeebuL. He's lost 23 stalkers in this game so far. Probe only losing 1 disruptor, but of course a dozen of his own stalkers have gone down.
Right now, this is looking good for Probe. The last few trades, but does get his 5th base tonight on the left-hand side of the map. And these stalkers here get a nice start to the engagement for TeebuL. Have to, of course, withdraw from the disruptor shots. But what is TeebuL's follow-up? He's kind of drip-feeding disruptors.
DTs.
Oh, are there enough cannons? I mean, he is actually, I feel like, honestly, when the game is normal, he feels a bit uncomfortable. But the moment it gets weird, he's very happy. Now, this is still a huge advantage. Probe has started this base trade way before he has.
Yeah, and Probe has already cut through 1 Nexus. He's in the natural where all the production is of TeebuL as well, at least the non-gateway production. Probe is, of course, going to take massive damage here. TeebuL trying to make it as weird as possible. I like the DTs. They're very huge DPS against structures. But again, the army of Probe is so much stronger, and he recalls a good chunk of it while leaving enough behind to fight back. But
disruptor shot, another one coming out, but...
Oh! Just like that, the disruptors of Probe are in the afterlife. Oh my god. What a play from TeebuL. That might just be enough for him to just win this game.
He's so angry. You could see Probe swearing there at his monitor, clearly shouting at his screen. He so easily could have killed that stalker, and he target fired. He misclicked on a different unit. He told every stalker to shoot something else. I think it was a random stalker that he killed instead of that disruptor. That is a 1 in 100 mistakes. I mean, 1 in 1,000 for a player of Probe's of caliber. That is such a silly mistake to make in this situation. And that's not me saying it, that's him to himself. He is 100% fuming that he's made such a big mistake in such an important moment.
His last couple of disruptors fire off as well as they can against the Stalkers here. He actually does have a good Stalker number, but it's a bit of a weird fight. The Guardian Shield is helping Probe a lot. Does TeebuL just have too much here to fight back? Oh, absolutely he does, with those charge lots coming in the back end. Probe's also awkwardly got like an army of 7 or so like observers just flying around as well. And oh my god, TeebuL showing up for his first group stage in the main event of Ocean.